Yo, champs in the making, Starmeistr here. Welcome to my attempt on a hardcore Nuzlocke on Pokemon Omega Ruby using only Fairy Pokemon. Looking at the Aura's Pokedex, we are given only 7 Fairy types throughout the run, 3 of which can only be obtained after acquiring the National Pokedex. And progressing through the early game with just Ralts is super tedious, so I decided to be a little more creative. Besides having the Fairy type, we also have another category of Fairies, that being the Fairy Egg group. So, all Pokemon in this egg group will count as valid encounters. That doubles our Pokemon to a total of 14 encounters. The complete rules for this Nuzlocke are found in the description below, but to summarize, the Nuzlocke should be played on set mode, no items in battle, and no overleveling past the highest leveled Pokemon of the gym leader or Elite Four member. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and if you do, consider giving this video a thumbs up, it helps out a lot. Also, before anything else, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more fun content. Oh, and follow me on Twitter where we talk about Nuzlockes and Anipoke. One more thing, we finally have a Discord server! It's a joint server co-owned by me and Luap, so it'd mean the world to us if you could join our server. We're always having fun talking about our Nuzlocke stories and Anipoke discussions, and if you're a competitive player, then this server is for you because we are conducting Pokemon Showdown tournaments consistently. And since I wish not to prolong your agony, let's begin our Pokemon Omega Ruby Hardcore Nuzlocke using only Fairy Pokemon. We got off the truck, messed with my clock, made a girl blush, and chose our starter Pokemon. None of the starters evolve into Fairy types, nor belong to the Fairy Egg group, so I just decided to go with Trico since Torchic will probably be the hardest one to face in the future. We then pounded the Poochyena, smashed the Torchic, pummeled a Ralts. No, you're coming with me. This time, we're going with Disney nicknames, so I named her Cinderella, and she's got the rash nature and the trace ability. Cinderella and I ventured through this enchanted forest and found a Shroomish, who I caught and named Tinkerbell. She's got the naive nature and the amazing Poison Heal ability. Tinkerbell immediately proved her worth to the team by defeating Team Magma and rescuing the scientist. Before challenging Roxanne, I first went north of Rosboro to catch Skitty, who I named Snow White. She's got the rash nature and the cute charm ability. Now, it's time to get our first badge. With only Ralts, I would need to rely on double team strategies and a great amount of luck, but with Shroomish, everything is made 10 times easier. The first Absorb brought Geodude down to sturdy as he retaliated with a weak Rock Tomb. Roxanne wasted her potion, so another Absorb took down the Geodude. Last was a Nose Pass, which used a Rock Polish on the first turn as we hit them with Leech Seed. Their attacks are weaker than Geodude, so 2 Absorbs later, we finally got our first gym badge. Next, we had to whack another Poochyena and rescue the Swingle and return the Devon parts to Mr. Stone. As a kid, I always thought his name was Devon Stone. Turns out, it's actually just Joseph Stone. Okay, moving on, Mr. Briny took us to Dewford Town. And since we've got no new encounters, we wasted no time and challenged the gym. Not sure if this is a known fact, but did you notice those statistics behind Brawly? They actually show you how many Pokemon he has, as well as their base stats. Anyways, now is Cinderella's time to shine, as I opened with Confusion as they just went for Bulk Up, which means that the next Confusion was enough to take down the Machop. Last was a Makuhira. Confusion brought them to about 1/4 of their health as he fought back with Sand Attack. Next turn, Brawly healed, but we hit them with another Confusion and also got the status condition. Our final Confusion didn't miss, so winning us the battle at full health. After taking the Knuckle badge, I delivered Daddy's love letter to his son and learned that Joseph needed us to do more errands for him. So we had no choice but to go to Slateport. There, I had a chit-chat with Captain Stern talking about boats and stuff, but Team Magma interrupted our man-to-man talk. Zubat obviously died to a single Psychic, and both Nummels got confused and kept on going for Focus Energy, so a few Confusions were enough to take them down. And they're like, Daddy, this kid is bullying us.
How dare you make my children cry? The next time you lay a finger on them, I'm gonna have to shot you myself.
And he did. Whoa, wait, we're not there yet. Okay, so I somehow found myself getting scouted by none other than the contest master Lysia. She invited me to join a contest, so I might as well go. Snow White has been useless in this run so far, so I brought her with me in a cute spectacular to see if she's more of a contest type of girl. And wow, Snow White just wiped the floor and won us a cute ribbon on her first try by a landslide. Entering a contest gave me access to my next encounter, the cosplay Pikachu, who I named Tiana. And she's got the hasty nature and the lightning rod ability. I just learned that unlike the usual Pikachu who is in the Fairy egg group, cosplay Pikachu is actually in the undiscovered egg group. But since they are of the same species, I still consider cosplay Pikachu as a fairy, it's just that its egg group hasn't been discovered just yet. Now, I do have access to Route 110, so there I caught a Minun who I named Aurora. She's got the adamant nature and the minus ability. And spoiler alert, this girl is gonna be one of the most important members of this team going forward. Before the upcoming May battle, I made sure to evolve Cinderella into Curlia. This battle has always been one of the scarier parts of the game. I led with Tinkerbell against Wailmer, since we resisted all their attacks so we easily finish him off with 3 absorbs. This provoked May to send in Combusken. Now, I was expecting Flame Charge so I switched to Snow White, but they used Peck. Now, thinking that we're gonna bait them into using Double Kick, I pivoted to Aurora for the Encore. But they used Flame Charge. Now they're faster, and finally used Double Kick as we used Spark. This time, I risked a crit on Double Kick and locked them with Encore. On the next turn, I switched to Cinderella, and with her 4 times resistance to Double Kick, Combusken dead. Shroomish dead. Mauville City takes me back to when it was still an actual city. There I beat Bolcut Boy and traveled west for my next encounter. Finally, a rose among my team of thorns. I named him Aladdin, and he's got the bashful nature and the natural cure ability. After a bit of grinding, I went on to challenge Watson. I led with Tiana against Magneton. I used a Rock Smash on the first turn, dropping their defense as they used the Volt Switch which triggered our Lightning Rod ability. The next Rock Smash was enough to take it down, and next was the Voltorb. And for some reason, this Voltorb kept on using Charge, so we got them to waste their potion and killed them with a bunch of Rock Smashes. Last was a Magneton. First turn, I used a Rock Smash which lowered their defense and they missed their Supersonic, which was huge. Rock Smash again lowered their defense and they again missed their Supersonic. So, Magneton dead. Moving on, Tinkerbell finally evolved into Breloom, and our next stop was Meteor Falls. Tabitha was no match for us, so they went the reckless approach and almost murdered Professor Cosmo. I got my hands on a Moonstone inside Meteor Falls, so I managed to evolve Snow White into Delcatty. I then rode the cable car all the way to Mount Chimney, and Maxie is out for blood. I led with Tinkerbell against Mariana. We opened with Power Up Punch, raising our attack, and they raised it even further with Swagger. Personberry healed the confusion, so Mariana dead. Golbat dead. Camerupt dead. Next was a Flannery fight, but unfortunately I only pressed the record button in the middle of the battle, so I'll just have to narrate what happened from what I remember. I led with Pikachu against Slugma. Pikachu used Thunder Wave to paralyze them, but they broke through paralysis and used the Light Screen. Next turn, I chipped some damage with Electro Ball as they went for Sunny Day. Flannery healed as we switched to Minun. We stayed and went for Fake Tears as we easily absorbed an Overheat. Next turn, we switched to Pikachu and absorbed their now weaker Overheat. Now I switched to Roselia as they got fully paralyzed. First turn, I set up a Leech Seed to keep us healthy as they set up Light Screen. Now I set up 4 growths, absorbing their weaker attacks until the Light Screen faded. With +4 special attack, Slugma dead. Torkoal dead. Numel dead. Before fighting our dad, I first evolved my beloved starter to our final stage. Norman is usually exploitable with moves like Dig and Protect, but none of my Pokemon can effectively abuse these moves. So I went on the offensive approach with Tinkerbell. On the first turn, they yawned us as we set up a Swords Dance. We were able to set up another Swords Dance on the Truant turn and cure the sleep with Chesto Berry. On the next turn though, they used Encore, so we're forced to use Swords Dance like forever. And on their next attacking turn, they went for Yawn again. Thankfully, the Encore ended, so Slacking dead. Next was a Vigoroth. We spent a sleeping turn, but they just used Encore. So next turn, we woke up and Vigoroth dead. Last was the final, Slacking, and this one will definitely use Retaliate, which doubles the damage when an ally was killed the previous turn. None of my Pokemon can resist the attack, so I had to risk one of them, and unfortunately for Death Father Snow White, it was she. This gave me a safe entry to Tinkerbell again, survived the chip away, and killed them with 2 Force Palms. I guess my bad play there was not catching a Mawile before this fight. If I added it to my team early on, then it would have survived a boosted Retaliate. But oh well, it's not like Delcatty was that important to the team at this point. With access to Surf, we can finally catch our next encounter, Moana the Azumarill. And she's got the bashful nature and the thick fat ability. No huge power for us boys. Next, Latias transported the champion and the future champion to this majestic place. There, I tag teamed with Steven against Courtney and Friend. Matang Oko the Coughing, but Camerupt avenged by killing the Matang. That leaves Moana against the Camerupt, and we took it down with a single Surf. In the Weather Institute, I battled Tabitha, and Camerupt dead. So the professor thanked me by giving me my next encounter, Cast Form. Hell yeah! I named her Belle, and I dumped her in the box. The May battle was a disaster. For her, Whalmer dead. Shroomish dead. Combusken dead. Our next stop was Fortree City. Gosh, I love this music. Winona was much easier this time than during the previous battles I've had with her. I led with Aurora and Swallow dead. Altaria was next, so I switched to Cinderella. 2 draining kisses and Altaria dead. Next was a Skarmory, so predicting a Steel Wing, I switched to Tiana, but they used Sand Attack. I hate accuracy drop, so I switched to Aurora and back to Tiana. I had her use Discharge twice and Skarmory dead. Finally was a Pelipper, who's 4 times weak to electric, so dead. After getting the Feather Badge, we visited Mount Pyre where I had to dispose of another Camerupt. Anyways, May was a joke again as Aurora swept half of her team and Cinderella swept the other half. This is getting boring. With access to Fly, I can now conveniently go back to catch my next encounters. Jigglypuff on Route 115 who I named Mulan, and Mawile in Granite Cave who I named Sora. I then went to Slateport City, but we're too late as Maxie already stole the Submarine Explorer 1. So I infiltrated the Magma Hideout, dead, and dead. Actually, I forgot to grab this shiny stone earlier, but now I did, so Aladdin finally evolved into Roserade. After surfing east of Lily Cove, I headed straight to Shoal Cave. There, I found my next encounter, a Snorunt, a female Snorunt thankfully. I named her Elsa, and she's got the bold nature, and I forgot what ability she had. Next order of business is the Moss Deep Gym. So I confidently grinded Tiana against the water trainers everywhere. But this happened. Oh well, Tiana has started to become a liability to the team anyway, so I replaced her with Sora the Mawile for now. I was underleveled for the next gym because I'm sure you know already that the level cap of the Sootopolis gym is only 1 level above this one. But since it's only Solrock and Lunatone, I know we'd be fine. I led with Cinderella and Moana. First turn, Cinderella went for Calm Mind, as Solrock went for Sunny Day and Lunatone went for Light Screen. This severely weakened Moana's Surf. Next turn, I went for the attack with Magical Leaf on Solrock. But they doubled in on Moana, who amazingly absorbed a super effective Solar Beam and a Stab Psychic. Moana's Surf was enough to KO the Solrock, so it's now 2-on-1. Next, I switched Moana to Sora and severely damaged them with Magical Leaf. Liza tried to heal, but Cinderella's Magical Leaf plus Sora's Crunch was enough to win us the 7th badge. With Team Magma messing with the laws of land and sea, Champion Steven instructed me to go stop Team Magma, which is supposed to be his job by the way. Alright, we're gonna end Maxie's plans once and for all. Myriana, dead. Weezing, dead. Crobat, dead. Switch to Moana, Mega Camerupt, dead. And after that, Groudon was unleashed. Seriously, why are we still alive? So, we did a few warm-up stretches and hopped on the Volcano Monster. One throw of a Master Ball and Hoenn is finally saved. With the whole Groudon thing laid to rest, it's now time to take my 8th and final badge from the shower curtain wearing bedroom-eyed poser. I led with Aurora against Love Disc. I set up Nasty Plot to increase our special attack and they hit us with Sweet Kiss. But we shook it off with the Persimberry and Baton Pass to Aladdin. And Love Disc dead. Milotic dead. Whiscash dead. Celio dead. Seeking dead. With the National Dex in my possession, I now have access to a few more encounters. And I wanted a Klefki because it's a Pokemon that I've always wanted to use since forever. I tried and tried sneaking in on this Pokemon, but all I got were Scraggy and Buffalon, so I gave up. Anyways, life goes on. Wally, I see you got here first. Let me check how you've grown after all these times. Can you counter my Nasty Plot number 1, Nasty Plot number 2, Baton Pass to Aladdin? Altaria, dead. Magneton, dead. Delcatty, dead. Roselia, dead. Mega Gallade, dead. After the battle, Wally handed me the Dawn Stone, which allowed me to finally evolve Elsa the Snowrunt into Frostlass. So, after grinding and collecting all the necessary tools for the final showdown, I present you my most precious team of fairies against a Pokemon League. Aurora the Minun with a move pool of Nasty Plot, Agility, Encore, and Baton Pass. Elsa the Frostlass with a move pool of Ice Beam, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, and Destiny Bond. Moana the Azumarill with a move pool of Surf, Play Rough, Bulldoze, and Ice Beam. Aladdin the Roserade with a move pool of Giga Drain, Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, and Growth. Cinderella the Gardevoir with a move pool of Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, Thunderbolt, and Calm Mind. And finally, Tinkerbell the Breloom with a move pool of Seed Bomb, Brick Break, Swords Dance, and Mach Punch. Alright, first was Sydney with his Dark types. And with my team of fairies, they should be easy on paper. I led with Aurora against my Diana. They tried using Sucker Punch, which was useless as they set up Agility. But then, I wasn't paying attention, so instead of going for Baton Pass, I switched directly into Tinkerbell. That was dumb. First, we used Swords Dance as they went for Swagger, bringing our attack to +4 as a Person Berry cured the confusion. And as it turns out, Tinkerbell just outsped everyone, so the agility was unnecessary after all. My Diana, dead. Absol, dead. Shiftry, dead. Sharpedo, dead. Cacturn, dead. Second was Phoebe with her ghost types. I did my usual stuff and led with Aurora against the Dusclops. First turn, I set up a Nasty Plot as they went for Confuse Ray. Person Berry healed it, allowing us to set up another Nasty Plot, but this time they went for Curse. But it's no problem because now I can just Baton Pass to Frostlass to remove the curse, right? So Frostlass absorbed the Shadow Punch, but the curse was actually transferred with Baton Pass as well. I never knew that until now. So what I thought was gonna be a sweep isn't anymore. First turn, I killed the Dusclops with Shadow Ball. But when Sableye came in, I had to switch back to Aurora to absorb an attack. I didn't pay attention to how much Foul Play did, so I stayed and went for Nasty Plot. Luckily, Aurora survived with just 3 HP, but it was a really bad play to risk the crit because Aurora would be my most important Pokemon moving forward. Anyways, I Baton Passed to Cinderella and Sableye dead. Bayonet 1 dead. Bayonet 2 dead. Dusknoir dead. Third was Glacia with her Ice types. Again, I led with Aurora against her first Glalie. First, I set up an Agility as they went for Hail. Then, I locked them on Hail with Encore. Afterwards, I set up 3 Nasty Plots as their Encore ended and they used Light Screen. To ensure nothing bad happens, I locked them into using Light Screen with Encore. Then, I Baton Passed my +6 special attack and +2 speed to Cinderella. With that, Glalie 1 dead, Frostlass 1 dead, Frostlass 2 dead, Walrein dead, Glalie 2 dead. Fourth was Drake with his Dragon types who shouldn't be able to touch my fairies. Of course, I led with my ever-reliable Aurora against his Altaria. First turn, I set up Nasty Plot as they retaliated with a weak Dragon Pulse. Second turn, I set up my second Nasty Plot as they went for Cotton Guard. What a huge mistake on their part, as now I can just trap them with Encore. After that, I Baton Passed to Elsa and Altaria dead. Flygon 1 dead. Salamence dead. Flygon 2 dead. Kingdra dead. So far, these battles have been super easy, especially with MVP Aurora out here. Now, let's see how well we do against the Steel-type Specialist Champion, Steven Stone. As expected, I led with Aurora against Skarmory. First turn, we set up an Agility as I used Toxic. Pecha Berry cured the poison, so next turn we used Encore to lock them with Toxic. Now I'm gonna use this to my advantage by Baton Passing to Tinkerbell, who's got the Poison Point ability, which recovers 1/8 of the HP each turn when the Pokemon is poisoned. I actually forgot to pre-poison her before the league because I never thought we needed that recovery. First, I set up a Swords Dance as their Encore ended. Next, we hit them with Brick Break and they retaliated with a 4-time super effective Aerial Ace, but we carried a Koba Berry to make sure that we survive even a crit. And with that, Skarmory dead, Cradily dead, Claydol dead. Aggron has the ability Sturdy, so we can't Oko them, and a crit Iron Tail will kill us. But they missed their Iron Tail, so we managed to make Steven waste both of his full restores before taking down the Aggron for good. Armaldo barely survived the Seed Bomb and retaliated with X-Scissor, but the next Seed Bomb finished it, and last was a Metagross. They Mega Evolved, but we outsped, allowing us to deal a good chunk of damage with Brick Break. Unfortunately, they landed their Zen Headbutt, killing Tinkerbell, who was one of the most invaluable members in this team. And with that, I sent in my trump card, Elsa the Frostlass. They went for Bullet Punch, but we made sure to hold a Babiri Berry to survive a crit. Then we went for our secret weapon, Destiny Bond. Next turn, they again went for Bullet Punch, killing Elsa. But she's not going down alone, as she brought Mega Metagross to the afterlife with her. And with that, we finally beat the game with our team of Fairies. This was such a fun run, and I'm really happy that I included the Fairy Egg group in addition to my Fairy type encounters. Minun surprised me. I never knew it's got loads of amazing support moves. I would definitely recommend using one in your Nuzlocke. Gardevoir, Breloom, Frostlass, they're all legends who swept the Pokemon League. Azumarill and Roserade were there for moral support, but they both did their work perfectly by sweeping a lot of major boss battles. Overall, I'm very happy with how this run came out. Comment down below which Nuzlocke run you want me to do next. If you enjoyed this video, click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more fun content. Also follow me on Twitter @Starmeistr and join our Pichu Bros Discord server. With everything said and done, enjoy your time hammering away Pokemon champions and become the most powerful trainer in the world. Thanks for watching and gotta catch ya later.